Alright, we made it to the Rockin' 22. Coming back up in here and we already found us one Tom. We're headed to it. Dusty found him. We're gonna go down here in this bottom, set up and see if we can't call him in and get him. So
that's where it all begins.
This is where it all begins, right here.
Cross-eye Outdoors.
Cross-eye Outdoors. So here we go. Spot number 2.
Yep, had a good set on the last one.
Called a few in. Hens.
Hens,
maybe a couple jakes.
Couple jakes. No toms yet.
Down here at the bottom, we moved places. A little bit better brush down here. A little bit better trees. Maybe we can get in on something over here. I think we'll have a little bit better luck over here. Get one to talk to us. So, time to keep on trekking. See if we can find them.
Call number 61. Still no response.
Still no response.
I know hear it.
Me either.
Next.
Little tip. When it's middle of April and it's 80 degrees outside, it's really nice if you don't leave your thin long sleeve shirt sitting at the house to where all you have to wear is a fleece jacket. I tend to sweat though, so burn a little calories.
And when you're as crazy as we are to go chasing the turkeys in the middle of the heat instead of waiting for it to cool off.
Yeah, dedicated. closer on them. We gotta call back. They're just moving the wrong way. Close the gap a little here, maybe. Yep, what just happened?
They caught us out in the open.
Had them
four,
talking.
4 toms gobble. Thought they were a little further away. Tried to slip in on them, set up. Tried to get out of the open and saw one tom coming through the trees, and he busted us and left. We set up, called in 3, and they come in just behind us, and they couldn't see the decoy. They gobbled around behind us for a little bit and then finally left.
We were trying to tail them and
Yeah.
do a little calling at them, see if we could get them to answer back, see if we might could set up again, but
Yeah,
they've kind of gotten quiet on us.
yeah, they went silent on us.
So
That's the way it goes.
hunting's hunting. So we'll
But
just
we did find a couple toms.
keep after it and we'll get one.
We did find a couple toms.
So
To be continued.
to be continued. Right for sore eyes. The Ranger.
What a beautiful sight.
Well, we're gonna take it back to the Ranger. Go back, possibly back to the lake where we were at a minute ago, earlier today. See if maybe the sun getting down a little bit, cooling off a little bit, maybe they'll come out down there on that creek bottom. Maybe. Until then, we'll just keep on trying. We're headed back over here to Monkey Lake. Top the hill. And we saw 2 toms sitting out here. I think it's the same 2 that were down in the bottom earlier. I think we might have got around and headed them off. We're gonna try and get set up and see if we can't call them in and drop one of these bad boys. Stay with us.
him.
Got him. Well, well, well.
Give me some, brother.
Yeah, buddy. Finally.
We earned that bird.
Dusty put the smack on that bad boy.
Never had to call so long in my life to get a bird.
And I wasn't, let me turn it. I wasn't ready for the shot. And if the camera jumped, I apologize. But I wasn't ready for it. I was watching the other bird come down the mountain over there, or the little hill over there. And boom! Wasn't quite ready for that.
This guy just kept coming in.
But yeah, man. Heck yeah.
Straight up headshot that fool. Unload this shotgun here.
I love it. We told you we were gonna get one.
I can't believe that worked.
Yeah.
He's got pretty good spurs on him. Probably a 3-year-old.
Yeah, buddy.
Decent beard, probably 6-8 inches. Oh yeah.
Rocking 22, delivered, baby.
Yeah, watch Cross-Eye Outdoors. That's how we get it done. 4th quarter.
The miles that we hiked today, the number of calls that he did today, it's crazy. Like, it was to the point where we were like, oh, they're just not gonna come in. And lo and behold, fixing to pack up and head up the road, and here comes a tom running down the hill. Couldn't believe it. Came straight in. Couldn't have asked for a better scenario. I mean,
No.
came straight in, right to us.
We was calling, there's like 4 toms and they're still gobbling right below us.
It's crazy.
And he comes running down the hill right to us.
Crazy, crazy.
Come in silent, never gobbled.
Not once. Mosquitoes are eating us alive down here. So, keep watching, guys.
Plenty more turkeys to come.
Plenty more to come. Get you a little overlay where we're at here. Beautiful sunset here today.
Look at that beard. Pretty beard.
Oh yeah.
Got good spurs on him.
Good spurs on him.
Decent
Shoot,
spurs.
yeah. Let's see that fan.
See if he's got a full one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Yep.
Pretty
That is
bird.
awesome.
Nice bird.
Good
We
bird,
definitely
man.
earned it. A lot of calls today. A lot of calls.
Good bird.
Several different sets. I bet we moved, no exaggerating, probably 30 times. Just kept moving.
One at a time. That's all it takes.
That's all it takes is one bird to commit.
We got him.
We got him.
Well, we're gonna get off here and take some pictures, so we'll see you guys in the recap.
Oh yeah.
I'm shooting when he gets in zone. Yes.
Nice.
That's a nice bird.
That is a very nice bird. Dude, that is a nice bird.
Oh.
That is a very nice tom. Good shot. Good shot.
Shoot, yeah, man.
Oh yeah, brother. Give me some right here, bro.
Yeah, baby. Some of this action here.
Well, folks, sorry there wasn't a lot of backstory to this one. We got out here to where we was gonna be hunting, and he was already here. He was already by himself. He didn't have no hands with him. It was a grab your gear, and we need to try to get set up on him. So we did there was some belly crawling to get around because he caught us out in the open, and
Found the right spot.
yeah.
Set up.
I put the old zinc call on him, and he came in on a string right to us. Hadley made a beautiful shot, man. Beautiful shot. Golly.
Thank you, sir. Get that.
Yeah.
Did you get that fan shot?
Get that fan in there, boy.
There he is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Shit, yeah. No, it was kind of a fast deal,
Yeah.
but can't complain.
No, it worked out great. Not a lot of footage.
Not a lot of footage on this one, guys.
Yeah, that was
Sorry about that, but
grab your gear, your camera, and your gun, and let's get rolling.
let's get to going.
Yeah, beautiful,
So,
beautiful
he's a
bird.
good bird.
Yeah.
Pretty bird. Shoot, yeah. Well, we're gonna try for another one.
Yep. Now it's we're gonna switch guns, switch shooters around, and
Turn up. My call.
we're gonna get set up again and try to get us another bird in. So stay with us. We'll have another one soon.
Yeah. So we're at our second spot. We found a group of probably 3 or 4 toms right now. They're gonna be out here behind some trees, so we're gonna work around out here and try and get a slip on them. We get set up behind some trees and see if we can't make a little magic and get another one called in. So here we go. Well, another one down. If you can see, I don't know if I can find them or not, but there's a couple of hens.
Man, when them
Right
gobblers
off.
ain't henned up, they are so much fun to call in.
Dusty laid the smack again. Once again,
love
sorry we
calling
didn't
them.
have a whole lot of footage, but kind of the same kind of deal. We seen them, spotted them, did a little slip on them, and
Slipped up through the trees.
called for what? Probably 5 minutes, and we had 3 toms that we could see, and the other one, of course, that was over there, we didn't know he was there, but had them all right here on us. So one of those times I wish I would have had my gun here with me. We probably could have gotten a double on film, but you know, there's still a chance. 3 of them took off to the creek, so we're gonna tag this one up.
4 of them took off to the
4
creek.
of them took off to the creek, pardon me. So we're gonna get this one back to the truck, get it tagged, and we're gonna come back out, slip around, and see if maybe we can't call them from down in the creek. So let's go take a look at this bird.
Man, that don't normally happen quite that easy.
No.
I was expecting to have to work those birds because there was a group of them. I didn't know it was all toms and 2 hens.
It's crazy.
Man, what a bird. What a bird. Unload this here shotgun.
Yeah, that's
Man,
good.
what a bird. These old gnats are vicious today.
Yeah, they are.
Got some
Got spurs on them.
Oh, got one of them good
Beards.
paintbrush beard on him.
Get over here in the sun. Yeah, I can't really see it.
The beard.
Yeah. There we go.
Oh yeah. Big
That's
old
a
thick
good-
beard on
Good
him.
old
Probably-
Tom there.
1-inch spurs on him.
Back up here and see what he looks like.
Got a full tail fan on him. Yeah. Beautiful bird.
Pretty, pretty, pretty.
I can't believe he come in as quick as he did. And he let us slip in as close as we did on him.
Yeah.
That
I mean,
big
we
cottonwood,
weren't.
If
We
you,
weren't.
if you folks will look, we slipped in across this field, this open field. The only thing between us and these birds was that big cottonwood tree.
That tree right there. That's it. And we played that tree in our favor.
We hunkered down and walked probably
Maybe
solid
200 yards.
some odd yards. Right in behind that tree. Never knew we was here. Man, that
Easy but still fun, man.
That don't normally. We usually got to work these birds. They're usually henned up by now.
It was good. It was a good hunt though. It's fun.
Man, what a thrill. Well, we just made a little set, called around for a little bit, and then
The birds are gone.
that group of toms, he's got him about 20 hens with him. So every time I call, he'll strut.
We're not hot enough.
Not hot enough, I guess. Sorry, dog. But man, this was a day for the Bucks. Made 2 sets real quick, like less than 15 minutes, and called in toms and got 2 birds killed. Me and Headley both got one today.
Good day.
Can't ask for a day any better than that. Making memories with your buddy,
So it's all about.
getting out here in the woods. That's what it's all about. So
Hunting's just secondary.
it's just
We're out here hanging out, being in God's creation. Good Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon, I guess you should say. It's just what it's about, getting out,
it's just
doing something. We love it.
Yep, that's what it's all about. Well, that's a wrap for this afternoon's hunt. Looks like them birds are starting to work their way towards their roost anyway, so we're gonna back out, leave them alone, and we'll be back after them again. So we'll see you on the next one.
See you next time.
Well, guys, this is where it all starts. This season 1, episode 1. It just happens to fall on turkey season, so.
That's what we're going after this right now, is doing a little turkey hunting. So
Turkey hunting. This has been a dream of ours since we was kids. We've grew up together since preschool, and we've always talked about having our own show. So we've got to the point in our lives where we decided, why not? And this is where it all starts. Cross Eye Outdoors. So here we go.
So, first little hunt that we did, we went to actually my aunt and uncle's place, and which is the Rocking 22 Ranch is what it's called. Went out there, and thankfully they were generous enough and allowed us to go out there and do a little hunting on them, and
Yeah, they were very generous to give us the keys to the ranch.
very, very generous. It was a lot of fun. It was a good trip, but we'll kind of talk a little bit about kind of the mistakes, what we did right, what we can improve on,
Oh yeah.
kind of our tactics, kind of like what we did, what we felt would be the right scenarios for where we were hunting at, and the type of birds that we were hunting.
Yeah, and with hunts that we do, any real hunter is going to know you're going to learn something on every hunt you go on.
Absolutely.
No matter how long you've hunted. If you're not learning, then you're dying.
Yep.
So
Absolutely.
we've hunted since we was little kids, and we've learned a lot of things. Still got a lot to learn. But
learning from each other. I
learning
mean,
from
I
each
got
other.
a different hunting style. You've got a different hunting style. Pardon me, but we kind of just work together, and like each time we go out, we just. I mean, that's a good thing about having good hunting buddies, guys. Is just finding someone that you can work with, you can learn with,
you
and
can
trust and grow with. I mean, it's kind of what this is gonna. As you'll see in the next few episodes that we're gonna do, that's kind of our mantra is, I mean, just that brotherhood, that closeness. Just we may not always be successful, but
And that's not the most important thing.
No,
it's making memories and
absolutely,
having a good time.
that's the key. Is
Yep.
you will never see us not laughing,
Yeah.
not joking around, not screwing up and laughing about it. It will always be just having a good time. I mean, that's what it's about. So.
So we get started here with the challenges that we started with. It was hot, real hot,
Very hot,
and windy,
windy,
which is not good for midday turkey hunting. I mean, let's be honest about it.
and it's not good whenever you wear a fleece lined jacket
Yeah.
instead of a thin long sleeved t-shirt.
This guy over here was sweating his tail off. It was real warm, really was, and we had a challenge of finding the birds. We was in and out of them canyons because where we were hunting, guys. I mean, it's rough canyons.
Yep.
And a lot of times you can find those birds in those canyons by themselves. Usually a little bit later season. We were probably a little bit early, but later
Yeah.
season, those toms are still cruising looking for hens. So we challenged most of the time. We got there right off the bat. We spotted a tom, and
Right off the bat.
tried to slip in on him, and the birds were silent. I don't know if it had something to do with the heat, but
Time of the day maybe too. I don't know. It was difficult. I mean, just because we seen him, but it was one of those deals. I mean, you guys that are familiar with turkey hunting, it's kind of similar to like an elk hunting kind of scenario. I mean, if they're not answering your calls, you're kind of just at their mercy. I mean, you don't really know.
you don't know to move, to stay put.
Right,
And the birds were silent. And we had, I actually made one of the hens pretty mad and called her in, but the tom held up, and then they moved off. So that the rest of this first part on the Cooper Ranch, it was pretty dry. I mean, we didn't get much activity for quite a while. A solid 5 mile hike.
5 mile hike down the river with doing I can't remember what we called it.
The Sandhill Shuffle.
The Sandhill Shuffle, kind of like the Born and Raised Outdoors guys got their Cat Road Shuffle. We kind of stole that deal, like because we're big fans of them. So we're like, we'll just call it the Sandhill Shuffle. So
yeah, we just
kind of do the
moved
same
around.
thing. Yeah.
And then finally, it started cooling off a little bit, and as the evening's coming on, and we were laughing, joking, cutting up, and I just happened to have my call still in my mouth, and I hit a cluck, and the gobblers ripped off. We were right next to some on the way back to the pickup and didn't even know they was there.
Yep.
And this is where our first big mistake came in.
Yeah.
And certain times of the year, and a lot of turkey hunters know this, if you're hunting them early spring to where stuff's not bloomed, leaves on the trees and everything, the sound is different. You might think that bird's close or far, and it varies just because of the way it echoes. Well, everything bloomed and the way we were.
Yep.
I actually thought the bird was a lot further than he was. We were caught out pretty much in the open, and we trying to get to a group of trees. And as we're getting to that group of trees, I spot the toms coming to us. We was able to still sit down and call the toms
Within probably 30 yards.
30
maybe.
yards, but they just hung up behind us in that thick trees, and we could never get them in. So they finally, they knew the jig was up, and they took off.
Yeah. After that, it was just one of those deals. You know, it was hot. We were tired, so we kind of regrouped, regained planned, and where we had spotted the first tom, the beginning, we knew kind of just by the terrain, there were some big cottonwoods down there, and we just kind of had a feeling that later in the evening in the pond there was down there too, more than likely would be a good place for them to end up roosting. I mean, because it was really, in that little area where we were at, it was really the most densely like wooded area there,
Yeah.
as far as the big cottonwood trees. So went down there and did some calling and ended up having some answer. And then that came to where we had what? How many come in? Two?
Had two toms come in.
Two toms come
young
in?
toms, but we had two toms come in, and we worked on them birds for a while. Back and forth on them, back and forth. And where we ended up, the birds were in the creek. So we set the decoy in the creek, got set up, and they were coming to us down the creek. And then the toms went up the other side and got up high. Well, the creek, it was real narrow and brushy. And I had them toms gobbling like crazy and looking, and they was just out of range. I really think had they been able to see the decoy, I'd have pulled them in a little closer. But
and that goes to like what we were talking about in that decoy deal. You know, the decoy we have is a great decoy. It's phenomenal. But in the terrain that we were in,
yeah,
had we have known that they were going to go up high and not be able to see the decoy, then yeah, we would have placed a different decoy. But it's one of those deals, like I said, like we said at the beginning. It's all a learning experience, all a learning process. I mean, yeah, we messed up. We didn't have the right decoy set up down there.
Yeah.
Had they had seen it, like Dusty said, then yeah, absolutely. I feel like as fast and as hard as they were coming in, they would have been there, and they just lost interest and took off. They were gone. Actually, they didn't really take off. They just kind of meandered off. So
and this is kind of, it's a good thing sometimes, it's a bad thing sometimes. My hunting style is I like to hunt aggressive. I like to keep moving, stay on the animals. I don't like to just sit around and wait on them. So when those birds went out of sight,
the rainbow ambush kicked in.
The rainbow ambush kicked in. As soon as they went over the top, I jumped up and with the decoy and I took off just to get up to that edge.
Yep.
And I slipped up to the edge and I held the decoy up just above the edge to where they could see it. And they did see it, and they started strutting around and kind of hanging around. Well, then they started veering off back towards the creek to our right. So I just kept moving, and I just stayed below the edge, peek up, and I'd see them moving. I just kept moving along, and we did that for quite a while. And finally, those toms they stayed just out of range and then veered off too far. And that's when things kind of turned around for us. We give up on those two birds.
Yep.
And had a whole different group coming to us that was coming in silent. So we set up again, started calling, and had those toms just worked up.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, these toms had a group of hens with them. So I don't think we would.
They were interested, they weren't going to leave their ladies.
Wasn't going to leave the.
They weren't going to leave them.
Better caller than me probably could have got one to come in. But we got down to the point last little bit of the evening. I don't like busting birds on the roost, so it was obvious, I think, that the toms that were in the bottom were going to go to roost right in there.
So we left them alone, and you'll see in the footage, as you saw in the video, we had video of them down there strutting around and the hens down there, but it was one of those deals. We were 100 so yards away, 200 yards away, and we just didn't want to mess with them. I mean, that late in the evening, there's no point in pushing them off
and risking losing them to coyotes or whatever.
Busting them
So
off, and
there's just no point.
And sometimes they won't come back to the roost if you've busted them on it. They'll go roost somewhere else. So
Yep.
we decided let's back out. I mean, it's obvious we're not going to get one to come in, and we don't have enough time.
Yep.
So we were getting up and turn around,
Backing
and
stuff up.
I've called in 2 older toms. I didn't even know were coming. They were coming in silent from behind us, and they beelining right at us.
On a stream.
We don't have time to really set up. I shoot this bird on my knee. I just dropped to one knee and I wait on him. And he's coming right to us. Hadley's just over my shoulder, and man, he comes in and then spots us, and he's at that. Every turkey hunter knows he's at that line of too far, or is he quite in range? I took the chance. I was pretty sure he was, with the shells I'm shooting, he's close enough. So I took the shot. You'll see in the video, he flies straight up and then goes right back down. Got him.
Yep. Perfect kill shot. I mean, right where you wanted it.
Yeah, it didn't roll him up. He wasn't quite close enough to roll him up, but he flew, like I said, flew straight up and then went back down, and he was done.
And if anyone's interested, what loads were you?
I'm shooting 3-inch magnums and federal turkey loads.
Yep.
Number 5s.
And they work.
They work very well. So that's where it all starts, guys.
Yep.
That was our first hunt. Only half of the first episode.
Yes.
The next set of hunts we go on, it
Well,
was
it's
an
a little
entirely
Fast and
different
Furious.
chase.
It's a little different.
Yeah.
Tactics are still kind of there, but as you'll see, it's a whole different set of circumstances that we run into at this next place that we go to.
Yeah.
So
It was something else. So we go to an entirely different area, about 2 hours away from where we were.
2.5 hours probably. Yep.
And we're driving, laughing, and we pull up to the barn that's out on this ranch, and this is just where we're gonna park the pickup, and we're gonna get set up and work this creek bottom. We pull up, and this big tom is by the barn,
Just sitting there.
by himself.
Sitting there feeding.
Like, I don't know. I guess he likes the horse feed or something. I don't know, but he's right there by himself. So we make the decision, just sit in the pickup. And like, he's kind of leery. They don't know what's going on. We sit in the pickup 30 minutes and sweat
Yes, we
because
did.
we had to shut the truck off. Can't roll the windows down. You didn't want to anyway. The gnats
and
horrible.
mosquitoes were terrible.
Terrible. We finally wait this bird out enough. He wanders off into the edge of the trees. We jump out. And sorry for this, guys, there wasn't a lot of footage on this one.
There wasn't. It was pretty fast and furious. Just we knew we had to get out and get to our setup spot as quickly as we could, because we knew where the bird was headed, and he was actually headed opposite of where we were going to be setting up at. So we knew if we could go ahead and get down there and get set up, we'd have a better chance of him hearing us, because like I said, the wind was blowing really hard, and luckily he was downwind, so our calls were able to carry, and he picked up on it. And Dusty sat there, called him right in, and he put on a pretty good show coming in.
Yeah.
And
he saw the decoy.
This
one was not hidden.
This one was not hidden. He did see the decoy, and he was making his presence known to her. But came in, just perfect. And I was lucky enough to be behind the gun that hunt, and was able to put the smack on that one. So
it was fast and furious.
It was fast.
We was able to keep stuff between us and the bird, trees, brush, and slip around, and was able to get to where he was going to pass.
Yeah.
And I started purring at him and calling, and he come in silent too, not one gobble, but strutted most of the way in.
Mm-hmm.
And like you was pulling him in on a string, he come right in within range, and Hadley couldn't have made a better shot. Just rolled him up.
Yeah.
Beautiful bird too.
It was a pretty bird. He
had about a 10-inch beard on him.
Yep. Something like that. 9, 10 inch, something like that. So inch
spurs. Spurs. Then he broke one off.
Yeah,
he was a fighter.
Yeah, he broke one of his spurs off. So
but he was a beautiful bird.
He was a pretty bird. So
then what happened next?
After that, we kind of just regrouped again. Kind of got to get another game plan. because the area we were hunting at, we had a pretty good creek bottom to work with. So we decided we're gonna go down and park, and then walk down into this creek bed. Well, as we're driving to where we're going to be parking at, I happen to just be looking out into the pasture, wide open pasture. I mean, there's 2 trees in the middle of this pasture, and that's it.
There was nothing.
And
Cactus and
yeah,
2 trees.
2 cactus and 2 trees. That's it. So I seen something, and we shut down, and it ended up being, at the time, what we thought was a tom.
Mm-hmm.
So we're like, oh, okay, all right. Well, we go ahead and get up to our parking spot, get all our gear on, and we're taking off over there. Well, as we're taking off over there, we notice, okay, it's not 1 tom, it's not 2. There's 5 toms out there. So we're like, okay, we can't get busted because, once again, the Rocking 22 hunt, we got busted out in the open. So we kind of learned, hey, okay, we need to kind of try and conceal ourselves a little bit better.
Yep.
So the one tree,
one big cottonwood
the
tree.
big cottonwood tree, we literally just kept it in between us and the turkeys the whole way across this pasture.
About 300 yards.
300 yards.
And there's no reason why that should have worked.
No, I mean,
it's
that's
wide open. I would peek left, I'd see the birds and go back. And we just made our way right to it. Luckily, had the wind blowing right in our face.
Yeah.
So it was hiding our sound a little bit because we were in sagebrush.
Yeah. And cactus.
And as quiet as we can be.
Yes.
And was able to slip up to that big cottonwood. It couldn't have been a prettier spot. Short green grass in front of the tree. The decoy stood out beautifully. And was able to sit in the big limbs that have fallen off that tree.
Yeah.
And was perfect.
It was a perfect setup.
I knew there, once we got up close, there was a few toms there. I started calling in maybe 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And he popped up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then his buddies kept following it.
Yeah.
None of them gobbled. It was the weirdest thing. There was one hen with all them toms, and none of them gobbled, and the heads just kept popping up.
Yeah.
And both the toms that come in for me, I was fortunate to be behind the gun on this one.
And it was one of those, we're leaving the pickup, and I look at Dusty, I'm like, I think I'm going to take my gun with us. And then I was sitting there thinking, I was like, well, we kind of need to get over there and pretty quick. So I was like, I'll just leave the gun in the pickup. We'll probably, if there's just one bird over there, I'm not going to take my gun. Well, had we known that there was 5 birds over there, I definitely would have brought my gun with us, because as you'll see as you saw in the video, it could have easily been a double. I mean, I don't know. It's just one of those deals. It's like
the one I shot
on film.
The one I shot, the other one was right next to him.
Right by it. I mean, it could have been a 1, 2, 3, boom, and we had a double.
And then there was those 2. There was 2 behind him, and one came in to our right.
Yep, to the right. Yeah, because I didn't even see him. I thought he was still back behind.
I didn't see him till after
he shot. Then I seen him pop his head up, and I was like, oh, there was one right there too.
It was one of those. It was just perfect.
But Dusty put a good shot on that one, got him down, and both the birds really were pretty similar. I think yours probably had a 10-inch beard.
Yeah, mine. I think my beard was just a little bit, what I call the paintbrush beard. It's just a little bit thicker.
Yeah.
But both beautiful birds.
Good looking birds, but
man, it worked out great. It really did. I mean, that's the kind of hunts that most guys dream of. I mean, stuff's just working, even when we're making mistakes, because slipping across those fields, keeping a little brush between us and a tom that's cruising, and we don't get spotted.
That's luck.
It was a lot of luck, and I'll take it. I'll take it every time.
Yeah.
But it was so much fun. Minus the gnats.
Yeah, the gnats here, and both hunts, somebody got a Thermacell at our National Wild Turkey Federation banquet, and somebody has forgotten to bring it on
both times. Still in the box, both times.
So stay tuned. We'll maybe have one next episode.
And those were the 3 kills that we made on this episode.
Yeah,
we've made mistakes on this one. We're gonna make mistakes each time. Like the bird we got on you on the creek after I killed mine.
Yes, that's what I was fixing to go to.
We moved to the creek
because the 4 birds. That's where they headed. They headed back to the creek, and we took off. But
what happened was those four birds went right. We just assumed they maybe went left. We really didn't know. because they went straight to the creek.
Mm-hmm.
So once we got there, we just started easing left, calling as we went. I treat this, like you said, kind of like, it's almost like elk hunting as far as calling goes.
Yeah.
You're moving, calling, hoping for that one response. And we're moving along, and calling, and nothing. And we're just fixing to start going back the other way, and a tom pops out of the creek. We set up, and I start calling, and this one gobbles one time. That's all he's giving us.
Yeah.
But I'm able to stand up behind this tree we're sitting next to, and just right height for me, I can look through this fork in the tree and see him. And I've got him into about 60 yards, but there's a terrace that's right there. He's coming, and this is where I made the mistake. I should have known better, but, you know, adrenaline's running. He's strutting over there. I keep calling him.
Well, it was both of us. I mean, because I hit mine. I was on mine too much. It was one of those deals. It was, I mean, too aggressive.
Yeah.
I think essentially what it boiled down
With
to.
turkeys, you can sour one on a call. The way he was coming, because he just kept working to us, I kept lightly calling, and then he held up on us.
Now,
When he held up, I'm like, bring it.
Yeah.
I know you can do
Yeah.
it. And I just keep calling him, and he's not seeing what he wants. I should have stopped calling and then just stayed silent for about 10 minutes.
That's
And
what I
then
just
started
wanted to ask.
calling
So
again.
what is something, someone watching this and they've gone through the same scenario as what we did? What's something in your opinion that we could have done differently? And then you answered it there. But-
That's what you do, and it's just my opinion on that.
Right. It's
When-
nothing wrong or right. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just, we're just going off of experiences here. I mean,
I've
that's it.
hunted turkeys for a lot of years, and I've made a lot of mistakes with them. And overcalling is one of the mistakes I've made when I was younger, and I did it on this one.
Well, it's
I
easy
get
to do.
excited,
Yeah.
you know, and he's coming, and I think I got to keep calling him.
Yeah.
Well, he was coming, and as soon as I seen him held up, I should have just quit calling.
Yeah.
Because that Tom's standing over there, thinking that the hen's going to come to him. I should have made him curious and just shut up.
Yeah.
5-10 minutes. If he's still kind of held up, I'll hit some more on the call and then just go quiet again.
Yeah.
Sometimes it'll go ahead and bring him in, sometimes it won't. But I know by overcalling him, he's going to lose interest and he's going to wander off. And that's what we did on this bird.
Yeah.
I mean, he wandered
He
off.
kind of
on us.
wandered off. It was one of those deals we contemplated maybe going back down to the creek bottom and setting up and seeing if he'd come in later that evening. But we, like I said earlier, we had a lot more area where we were hunting that we could have gone and looked at. So we knew there was birds out there. So it was a deal we just decided, well, let's hop in and let's just drive a little bit further down and just see what's out there. And we did end up spotting 4.
So there was 4 on the left, and
Then we found, oh man,
there was 5 or 6 toms in
at
that group.
least
But they had about 20 or 30
20.
hens
Yeah,
left.
so it was one of those deals where like we know we're probably not going to get them, but and it was one of those deals. It was getting close to that evening time, roost again, and we just not necessarily. I don't really want to say we gave up on the deal. It was just they weren't going to come in, and the wind was blowing. They couldn't hear. We were downwind of where the birds were at, and we were just calling as loud as we possibly could to hopefully gain one of their attention.
Yeah.
And they just never picked their head up. They just continued to keep
Doing
their thing, and
But it was
It
a
is what
great
it is.
day. It was a successful
It was.
day. I mean,
yeah, we still learned some stuff from it. I mean, picked up on the calling deal, kind of what we need to do if we run into that scenario again. Like we said at the beginning of this video. I mean, that's what it's about, guys. It's just
it's learning.
it's learning. I mean, you gotta.
Yeah.
It's not a successful hunt if you're not learning something. I think, in my opinion,
No doubt.
every time you go out. I mean,
You know, that's if you learn something you can use on the next hunt. I mean, it's a success.
Yeah.
We was just really blessed
Yeah.
to have taken 2 beautiful birds
Yeah.
on that day,
Yeah.
in just a short few hours of an afternoon.
yes.
It made the gnat bites worth it.
Yes, it did. Yeah, my head and neck were completely ate up with them. The face mask did help some, but
You know,
the gnats are just, they're terrible.
made all, and we're calling this. This is the recap.
The
This
recap, yeah,
We're gonna do
yeah.
this after every episode. Just kind of go
Just a
over
little
breakdown of our hunt, what we did wrong, what we need to work on, and kind of I'll give you guys. Hopefully, you can benefit off our experience on this.
Yeah.
and we're looking for input from y'all too.
Absolutely.
You
Yeah.
know, this is the hunting industry we're in, and we all got to stick
Best
together.
people, man.
Yep.
We're good people. so.
We didn't even introduce ourselves really as far as
Oh
names.
yeah, well we didn't. Well, Hadley,
Yeah.
Smith.
Dusty Billings.
So.
But that pretty much sums up our
It's-
first
yeah.
episode.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
about it. Just thank my aunt and uncle and his friend and my friend for allowing us to go out and do the hunting for these
Yep.
these birds that we love to hunt. So it's
Me and him, I mean, we're not rich people trying to do
No.
this. We go out and we make friends with the local ranchers.
Yeah.
Do work on the weekends for them to trade out for some hunts, and I mean
Yeah.
that's just what we do. I mean,
Yeah.
we don't have a lot
small
of money.
town. I mean, we're just small town folk. I mean,
We've just been blessed over the years for where we live to be able to hunt the things
Yeah.
we've got to hunt. I wish we'd had a camera all the years growing up.
oh
I mean,
man,
we've got to kill
We've-
some great animals,
we've had some
great animals,
amazing hunts over the years.
and
but
some good laughs.
yeah, oh man, yeah.
And,
Which
you
is
know,
what we're gonna do. I mean,
Mhm.
if you stick with us, and you'll see. I mean, we're gonna make this deal not just our turkey stuff, guys. I mean, we're gonna do our fishing this summer.
Yeah,
We're
we got
gonna
a
do
trophy catfishing
trophy
trip
catfishing
this
trip
winter.
in this winter.
Mule deer, whitetail.
our elk. We're gonna be going.
Got to go to elk hunt.
Hopefully, we get our draw results in, and we're successful on that.
successful on our draw hunts, and that might also end up coming with a bear tag too for our,
Yes. So
Uh,
we'll have all that. We'll video all that, and
Yeah, we're working on antelope permits.
Yes.
I mean, we're gonna
Yeah.
try to, as much
possibly an
different things.
aoudad,
Possibly an aoudad. hunt.
axis.
Yeah.
So
It's all free range animals
Yes.
we hunt. I mean,
Yes.
nothing's high fence.
nothing's high fence that we go after.
It's just being out and enjoying the outdoors.
That's it.
So,
That is it.
Yeah, stick with us. Cross Outdoors.
Follow us on Facebook, Instagram.
Yep.
Like and subscribe if you will to this
Yep, on
video,
YouTube.
and you'll get all the updates and everything whenever we post something. So.
Yeah.
And we'll do all kinds of videos. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
we'll do breakdowns on like we should have done with the turkey, like how to cut the fan out, how to breast them.
Yeah.
Which we can still do because we still got. I've got what, 3 tags left. You got
I still got 2.
2 tags left.
Yeah, so we're gonna have a lot more turkey hunting.
We'll do some little breakdowns like that. We'll do the same with our deer and
Yep.
and kind of like the European mounting stuff. We can do some of that. So
And good recipes too. I mean,
recipes.
I love
yeah.
to cook, and we
Yeah.
love to eat too.
Yes. Yeah. We do, yeah. do like to do that too. So.
So, but yeah, stick with us. And as always, guys, love God, love your neighbor, and love the
Love
outdoors.
the outdoors, guys.
Yeah, we'll see y'all next time.
See ya.